right, so can you tell me your name?
Yes, my name is Camille Benjamin, and I'm a hand weaver. I live in Pomfret, Connecticut, which is about an hour and a half from here.
And is this your first time at the Guilford Craft Expo?
No, I've been coming here off and on for probably 20 years. I'll do the show 2 or 3 years, and then I'll take a break, and then do it, a few years after. I love the show. Yeah, my work, I used to be a painter, and what I do is what's called weft work. So it's not yardage, like if you go into a store to buy fabric, you just buy bolts of fabric. Well, what I do, for instance, with this piece, is I'll weave the sleeve I'll weave the black, the stripes separately, so I can control the color. So all these are put in individually, and then I'll do little details, like on this one, I'll have like a little facing inside. So if a customer says to me, gee, I love this jacket, but I'd prefer not to have the red collar, I can control that because it's not yardage. And this is linen and bamboo, which is a wonderful yarn to work with. And I also do men's work. And this is a men's vest, and this is cotton chenille. And chenille has nothing to do with the fiber content. It has to do with the way the yarn is constructed. So you can have a cotton chenille, you can have a rayon chenille. This is a women's vest. You can have all different kinds of yarns, and they're very wearable.
So how did you get involved with, if you started out in painting, how did you get involved with weaving and clothing?
Well, the Reader's Digest version is that I was a single parent, and I wanted a parent at home, and a bunch of my friends were going to craft shows, and they were making money and having fun. And I had always done weaving sort of on the side because I loved doing it, but painting was my real love. So I thought, well, I'm going to try it. So I went to a show, and my van broke down, and all my friends came and helped me. And I went, and I made enough money to pay my mortgage and my electric bill. And one of the women from a major group, Sweet Honey and the Rock, bought a scarf for me. And I had fun, and my son was with me, and that was it.
So where do you get your inspiration? You have just an amazing array of colors and patterns.
Thank you.
Where do you get your inspiration for the pieces that you make? And how long does it usually take from the time the idea kind of gets into your head until it's a finished product?
Those are really good questions. The inspiration, I don't know. I mean, my father was a painter. Maybe genetically I came into the planet with a sense of color. I love color. And my designs are classic. So I use classic designs, but I like to augment them with wonderful color. So I would say that's just something that I was born with, and I'm grateful for that. How long does something take is a really good question. If I'm designing, it could take forever. If I've already designed a piece, making the warp and putting it on the loom, the warp is like your canvas, takes about 2 days, but I can get maybe 3 jackets on a warp. Then weaving a yard, because of the weft work and the pattern work, a yard probably takes me an hour and a half, but each jacket, not the coats, but the jackets are about 5 yards. Then I wash the fabric. So all the fabrics, the yarns you can wash them, except once it's constructed, I like people to dry clean them because of the interfacing. So I wash it, then I felt it, so I heat shock it so that it doesn't wrinkle. Then I let the cloth hang for 48 hours so that anything that's going to shift in the cloth from the washing and felting is done before it's constructed. And so if somebody, for instance, places an order, it might be as much as 8 to 12 weeks if yarns are back ordered, something like that. But if a piece, I'm just doing it, I would say it's about 2 weeks, depending how my life is going.
So this is not your first time at the Guilford
No.
Craft Expo. What keeps you coming back? What have you found that you like? Because I imagine you also do other shows in other areas,
yes.
But what keeps you coming back to the Craft Expo?
I really like the whole feel of the show. The staff is great. The Craft Expo staff is wonderful. It's very easy. It's beautiful. It's maybe an hour from my house, so I can go home, which is great. And the customers are excellent. They support this show. Even if they're not purchasing at the time, they value what we do. And you don't find that at a lot of shows. It's really, really nice.